Changing the name of your community is a huge undertaking for any name.
In our community, Oliver is named after an individual named Frank Oliver. Frank Oliver was one of the founding members of one of the founding community members of Edmonton, and he was a member of Parliament in the early 20th century. At the time, Frank Oliver was seen as like a visionary, an entrepreneur, someone who was a real champion of what Edmonton's drive was seen to be. So what's happening in Oliver now is we're really taking a critical look at our history and who these people were and what values they stood for. So we've been instructed, moved, advised by our Indigenous community members, by our community members of color, that Frank Oliver does not signify the community, and the Oliver Community League has actually voted against the name Oliver for our community for various reasons. In fact, he ended up purchasing a lot of these lands afterwards for himself or his family. So what's going on in Oliver now is that we are taking a look at that, analyzing it, trying to understand understanding if that is who we are now. And the board has decided that that does not exemplify the diverse nature of the community of Oliver as it stands now. And we're working collaboratively with the city to conduct a far-reaching engagement of the community, key stakeholders, Indigenous groups, newcomer population, to find out what the name of Oliver should be and what kind of values it should exemplify.
The Oliver name change is an incredible undertaking. I think it's something that takes a lot of real, brave leadership. Changing the name of your community is a huge undertaking for any name, but to be able to engage in the conversations around reconciliation and how just names can be objects of oppression. For us in Riverdale, we advocate for inclusivity, sustainability, diversity, safety, and health. The Riverdale Community League has a reconciliation director. So that person is specifically responsible for the Articles of Reconciliation. We, I think, are the only community league in the city to erect a teepee every year. So we work with elders in the neighborhood to help us do that in a respectful way that pays tribute to the people that occupy this space before us and with us, and we continue to do that every year. We try to bring reconciliation to everything that we do in the same way that we bring matters of diversity and inclusion.
You know, downtown being kind of up and coming, it's one of the younger leagues in the city and formed in 2003. So we've really been part of the growth and transformation of downtown and the core. One project that we were heavily involved with is a new community park called Dakota Park. It's really the center of a lot of new residential growth in the warehouse area. So it provides a community garden and a dog off-leash area and just a green space for the community to gather. Dakota was born in Saskatchewan, and he was one of the first Indigenous police officers in Canada. And the area where the park and all this growth in downtown would have been part of his beat. He represented Canada in the Olympics in 1912, and then he went off to World War I, where he died in the Battle of Passchendaele. So it's a really fitting tribute to an amazing Edmontonian and Canadian that we can have his name honoring this park. We're going to continue to see those kind of discussions where we talk about reconciliation and the kind of things that we can do as communities to be more inclusive.